Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Lynn Atwine. I run the blog Mami, which is all about all things natural hair. You can find more of this kind of content on our website, which is linked below, on our Pinterest, because we have a really amazing Pinterest board, and also you can connect with me on Instagram, which is at Atwine. Today's video is going to be a bit of a story time. This story kind of returned back to me unnecessarily, but I feel like it needs to be addressed. And yeah, it's just kind of my experience when I had first gone natural. As you can see from the title, I was clowned for going natural, and that was, kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, when I did the big chop, for those who don't know, like, my story, I'll give you a recap. Like, I used to be natural when I was, a child growing up and all that, and then I had to cut off my hair when going to school or level, and for those 4 years I had to maintain completely short hair, whatnot. And I have grievances with that, which I addressed in this video that I will put above in the cards, about how, schools literally are cramping our style. But yeah, and then when I went to A level and I had the opportunity to, grow my hair or do whatever I wanted with it, I didn't know how to deal with natural hair, so I started the relaxing process, and I was relaxed all the way until some point in uni. So it was around, I remember it was October 2016 when I had a really bad experience with retouching. They retouched my hair and it was too much. So I was just like, can I undo? Control Alt Delete, like, can I? And I couldn't. So I was kind of scouring the internet as one does, and I came upon the natural hair movement, so to speak, and I was more intrigued, and I kept reading and researching, and for a couple of months, I think until April of 2017, I was transitioning. I said no more relaxer is going in my head. I'm letting my hair grow, the growth or the natural hair to grow out, so that when I chop, I'm not starting from scratch. When I finally did the big chop, that was in April of 2017, I was excited. However, the place where I went to chop my hair, I don't know if it's just my hair that grew very slowly, but like from October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 7 months, they wanted to tell me I had grown this much hair, because they cut my hair and it was almost non-existent, almost kaboomba. But I was like, cool, I'll walk with it, let's go, let's do this thing. And now the issue started because I was interested, not only interested, but I was so focused on doing it myself. I was like, I'm going to do my hair myself from now onwards, and I'm going to learn who I am in terms of what is on top of my head. I'm not going to relegate all the issues of my hair to a salonist X, Y, and Z. Although things like haircuts, hair coloring, and some blowouts, I would still go to the salon, so it's not like I was super DIY, lol. It's just that I wanted to know how to deal with my hair. And of course, with trial and error learning, you're going to have to expect so many mistakes, which I made. Oh my goodness, I made so many mistakes. But remember, I was, right in the middle of, trying to finish uni and stuff like that. I think I was in my 3rd year at this point. And, when I reached school and guys are like, oh wait, you cut your hair. It was kind of a shock for everyone, and I'm just like, yeah, it happened, whatever, let's move on. Because sidebar, people were kind of used to me doing random things with my hair like that. There's a point where I chopped, like when I had my long relaxed hair, whatever, I chopped a fringe, because as you can see, I'm about that fringe life, I'm about them bangs. So I was just like, okay, cool. Like my salonist, she suggested it, and I was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. Let's see what, what happens. And I enjoyed it. So the next time around, when I was like, let's cut this all off, it was, no big deal. But as I continued to go along, I kept hearing funny, snips. Someone would be like, oh my god, you cut your hair. Oh, the hair before was so nice. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, oh, so are you going to grow it back? And I'm just like, cause, and so what? So that you do what? All those little, are you going to grow it back and all that stuff, they were, minor. I would hear someone be like, oh, your hair was nice before. And I'm like, it's not my problem. It's not my problem that you enjoyed my hair when it was chemically, altered. And now I'm natural. What are you going to do about it,
Minding your business. And you can even do it for free.
It's my hair. So, yeah, there's all that. And then there's one particular incident that I remember that, it kind of, solidified it that, maybe people think that you look, ratchet or whatever. Because there's a time I was hanging out with a couple of people, friends at the time, but, they weren't really my friends, but we live and we learn. And this girl is over there. We're doing things that we probably shouldn't have even been doing, but yeah, we're chilling and hanging out. And then this girl goes like, she looks at me real long, and she's just like, you really look nice with long hair. The next time you plait, you should plait something with long hair. Did I hear that right? This chick was giving me advice about how I should plait my hair and, do everything I should to get long hair. And I just looked and I was just like, where is the self-awareness? Because in my head I'm like, Han, okay, I don't mean to get petty right now. Oh my goodness, proportion. And I was just like, honey, no. It's like, stop taking the splinter out of someone else's eye when you have a log in yours, So I was just like, okay. I swallowed that in. I took it in.
Yeah, so I think you can notice I have a pattern of not saying anything when someone disagrees with me or is just plain mean to me, because what's the use? And also I don't need you to see my value for me to value myself. So I just kept quiet.
But I had to deal with those kinds of looks, those kinds of pieces of advice. And really all I was doing in that time was enjoying my short hair, period. Because let me tell you, when you've just gone natural and you did it through the big chop, it's literally the best time ever to enjoy your hair. Let me tell you, I tinted the hair, I cut it, I did a mohawk of sorts, because I cut my sides, I did the designs, I did this there. I would try things. I tried, I think, my first twist outs that I did, I tried them there. I was trying products. I knew what worked, what didn't work. Most of them didn't work, but I was figuring it out, as one does. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was solidified in my knowledge, or I had taken those 7 months when I was deciding, or when I was transitioning into natural hair, and I was filling myself with kind of information and going through the motions and trying to figure out, okay, how do we do this, that, the other, what options work for me, because your knowledge is power. And when I was also filling myself up with that knowledge of natural hair and who I am and what I should continue doing, it reached this point where people would tell me whatever they wanted to tell me, and it was just, I wouldn't say it passed by my ears because it would enter, but it would enter one ear and get out the next, because I was just like, okay, you don't like it, cool, what next? Because I'd made my mind up and I was going to do this and I was going to go through with it, and that's what happened. And it's, by the way, really interesting. People say that when a woman cuts her hair or when a woman drastically changes her hair, something about her life is about to change. And I used to be like, nah, it's just a coincidence. But it's so funny that even in my life, that cutting of my hair, of my relaxed hair, it was kind of a shift for me. Returning to natural was also the time I was returning to the church, returning to God, and kind of figuring all those things out along the way as well. Because I was just like, that moment when you're straight but you don't think you're straight, because I grew up in the church and whatnot, and I was always the good girl and whatnot. So like high school and uni, I had like kind of straight, but I didn't think I had, because I was just like, I pray, I go to church on Easter and Christmas, and I would find verses that would vindicate me, and I'd be like, yo, God is everywhere and he's here with me now, so I don't need to etc. I'd be like, oh, I don't like to hang with Christians, they are judgmental, because I would, when I was in their spaces, I would feel convicted about the kind of life I was living, and no one wants to be uncomfortable, no one likes to be called out. So that's why I would avoid those spaces. So during that period, when I cut my hair, when I was figuring things out, when I was figuring out who I was, I kind of came to the realization that I wouldn't know who I am truly if I didn't know who I was in Christ. So all those things kind of came together, and it made for a beautiful transformation, which I am still currently going through. I don't know if I have reached there. It's kind of a journey that I am excited to go on and excited to pursue. But all in all, I say all that to say, like, to anyone who might be watching this, who may have started their journey with natural hair, or with anything that you have actually really just decided to do, and you've decided that this is the best thing for me, I'm just saying, just stick with it, because you know what's best for you. And if you've made the decision and you've made it based on information that you've got, then you can't just hold back, or you can't just wait for validation from the people around you to tell you what you're doing is right. You have to have that kind of conviction, that kind of hammer on the nail that, yo, I'm doing this and I'm going to go through with it. Yes, it may be hard, and most of the times the best decisions we make in life are not the easiest. So yeah, you might have to go through a bit of a rough patch, figuring things out, navigating a new terrain, but you made something for you, you decided to do something for you. So I would say keep going at it. So yeah, that is what I had to say, my little story time. Let me know what you guys have to say in the comments. Let me know. Let's continue this conversation. If not, we can also continue this conversation on Instagram. My DMs are always open. That is at Atwine with a 3 at the end. So yeah, that is on that. Also, yes, I may have been 3 years into natural hair and whatnot, but I want to do a small series based on getting started with natural hair. We're going to talk about all the options you can go through, all the different kinds of styles you can get a claim to, or you can, you know, utilize so that you can look poppin' while you are starting your journey, and yeah, all the other things along the way. So we're going to continue this conversation definitely. I hope you have a great day, great rest of your week. Bye.